This table has lots of memories and lots of love attached to it. This table was the table that my late chef husband Ryan Heidinger and I used during our Prelude to Staple House dinners. And it's where community came together to support him in his time of need. Ryan and I hosted dinners around this table because we had dreams of opening up a restaurant. And in 2012, Ryan got sick, and he was given 6 months to live. Within a couple of days of Ryan's diagnosis, his bosses and mentors came to our home and said, "Let us help." And to me, that's this inspirational moment that I lean back on every single day. It's what this community does, is lend a helping hand anytime someone needs help. What was meant to maybe encourage people to help raise money for us to help pay our mortgage and our living expenses turned into a fundraiser that brought together nearly 1,000 people, 45 of Atlanta's most beloved restaurants and bartenders, live music and auction, friends and strangers, and all of a sudden, $300,000 later in one night was this magical turning point, an opportunity to see the future of food service in a very different light. I remember Ryan standing on stage to share his gratitude, and he declared his cancer diagnosis a gift in front of everyone because of what it had done to bring people together in unity. That was in 2013, and Ryan was the very first. And now Giving Kitchen has helped over 20,000 food service workers in crisis.
Restaurant workers make up a massive piece of our economy. We have 11 million people that work in independent restaurants alone. We can't let that group fail.
Giving Kitchen is a nonprofit helping food service workers in crisis. And we do that in two very significant ways. Through financial support, covering the rent, mortgage, and basic living expenses for a food service worker when they are hurt, sick, there may be a death in the immediate family, or a housing disaster similar to a flood or fire. And we also offer stability network resources, connections to community resources that a food service worker may not know that's available to them. And we do it anywhere in the country.
I was on my way to work and I got T-boned. Ended up having 12 fractured ribs, lacerated spleen. So I spent about 4 days in the ICU, and then after that it was about a 2.5 month recovery of just sitting at home. Unfortunately, with broken ribs, you can't really do anything. So I ended up losing about 3 months of work.
Nobody plans a slip and a fall in a restaurant. Nobody plans to be told that they've been diagnosed with a horrific disease. When that terrible thing happens, and especially when it involves our job, we need to know right away that there's somebody that's going to cover our basic needs so we don't lose the roof over our heads, we don't lose food on our tables, we're able to pay our basic necessities, our bills. And that's what Giving Kitchen does better than anybody in the country. Getting the right amount of money to those that need it as quickly as possible if you're a food service worker in crisis.
I reached out, I was given a case manager within like 3 days, and within a week everything was taken care of. They paid for 2 months of my mortgage, gas, electric, and water, so they paid for 2 months of all of my bills, and I could just kind of worry about healing at that point.
Making sure that we serve our clients quickly and efficiently is very important to us. If we're not able to process awards quickly, then they could face eviction, late fees, service disconnection for their utilities. So we pride ourselves on that. The average time it takes for us from the time someone reaches out to Giving Kitchen to the time the awards go out the door is about 15 days. We're not only an organization that offers financial assistance, we want to be a hub to connect food service workers to whatever resources they need.
Stability Network for Giving Kitchen is a gap filler. Not every food service worker who comes to Giving Kitchen is in crisis today, but they may need access to community resources, access to mental health counseling, a social service, housing and utility opportunities, even sometimes job placement, and we have a resource to be able to send those food service workers to directly where they live.
We have a multilingual case management team. It's fluent in both Spanish and Arabic. And we have connections to RTT Mobile. So we have on-demand access to 180 different languages. And our application is fully in Spanish to meet Spanish-speaking clients exactly where they are.
Tuve una bonita experiencia con la corporación de Give Kitchen. Fui una persona afortunada en que me ayudaran cuando mi esposa se enfermó.
Food service community saved my life. In 1992, when I sobered up, I had just come off of a suicide attempt, went to treatment in Minnesota, and 7 months later started working full-time back in restaurants again. It was the community that surrounded our food world that really loved me up until I learned to love myself. To say that I would not be here today if it wasn't for the people in our industry is the understatement of the century.
Every one of our case managers is certified through the QPR Institute for Suicide Prevention. We also have licensed social workers on our staff ready to assist. We offer free suicide prevention training to any food service worker in the nation.
They have the money to give and they want to give it away. Please don't feel like there's people who need it more than you. The Giving Kitchen wants to help out.
Yo estoy muy agradecido con ellos por la ayuda que ellos me hicieron a mí y a mi esposa. Aquí estamos para lo que se necesite y si yo puedo ayudar en algo, en irlos a ayudar a cocinar, yo con gusto voy y lo haré con mucho gusto. Gracias.
If there was anything more that Ryan loved than cooking and his family, it was writing, and this is one of his passages from a journal when he was younger. Life is a mosaic of the people who are strong enough to leave an impression. Piece by piece, they alter the way we look at ourselves by changing the way we look at this world. Some stay but a brief moment, gracing our landscapes with rays of light and intimate shadows, and still others endure, providing a lifetime of motivation, laughter, and love. These are the pieces that form the foundation of who we are, and these are the pieces that will forever stay in our hearts. With love, Ryan.